I have to ask you both about this because I was so excited when the news came out, and it just, it was so beautiful to see it go from where it started to this, but your proposal, and now you're engaged, and like that, just I can tell. I mean, it feels just beautiful being in the same space with you both, loving on each other, which is great. Selena, what was the proposal like? Like,
we have a video of it, but I want to save that for us and just keep that private. But basically, what I will share is that I thought we had a shoot that day, and I had hair and makeup, and I was doing my regular day. I get in the car, and I'm thinking to myself, where are we going? Because at this point, I feel like I know a lot of the studios that I go to. And I just started getting a little frustrated because I was like, this seems far, right?
and who's in the car?
talking,
Just you?
just me and my security. And he's laughing because he's just like, oh, it's just, I don't know, it's a new space. I was like, okay. We get out. I walk in, and all of a sudden I see no one's in the room. And I just look at my assistant, and she just shuts the door. And I was like, and I like kind of walked on to, the area that he had set up. And, I think you envision all the things that you would do and say when someone asks you, but it is actually the craziest feeling. It was really special. He said the sweetest things, but I also was so shocked that it just felt unreal for a long time. And I don't know, I've always dreamt of that moment, and he couldn't have made it more perfect. And yeah, it was one of the best days of my life for sure.
I wasn't nervous until 1 second before.
Tell
I was
us.
so not nervous. I was doing work until 1 second before. I was approving masters for an album that was coming out that night. And then right when it happened, right when it was about to happen, I said, oh shit, what the am I going to say? And I'm so good with words usually. God, I can't remember anything. If we didn't have a video of it, I wouldn't even remember what I said. I had known I was going to propose to her for so long. And, I never cared about marriage. It wasn't a thing in my head. She cared about it so much. So I said, well, now I care about it because she cares about it. And I found myself not even thinking it was going to be a big deal till I was there. And then I said, holy shit, I'm getting married now. And in the moments leading up to it, it's not really real until it's real.
Mm.
I remember it was so special for me because it was special for her. And then it was, she said the 2 times you said that were the best things in your life were that. And then when I got you Whataburger.
Yeah.
What's this? I want to know about this.
Whataburger is a restaurant chain that I'm not sure where they are, but
Okay.
they're not in California and they're not in New York. And I love this chain so much because there's a million in Texas where I'm from. And I love the biscuits, Texas toast, and gravy. It's so good. And we don't have that. And for Valentine's Day, he surprised me. And this was it. This is all we really did. I was on the phone, and he comes in with Whataburger. And I literally look at him like I'm freaking out. And he had someone, apparently they opened up in Vegas. And while we
Drove
were
down.
talking, someone drove, kept it warm, and then
No,
brought
didn't
it.
keep it warm.
Did you reheat it?
Yeah, what I did was I got
It was
all the
so
parts
good.
to it and talked to the people there and figured out how I could reheat it the best way. And I was reheating it in all different ways, putting it together. And then, I brought it to her. Because to me, someone like Sel could have anything in the world. The best thing you could do, and she said it right after. She said, right when I gave it to her, she said, I can't believe you listened and remembered my order and remembered all these things in such an easy way. And then you just did it. She said, that's what makes this gift so special, is that you actually listened to the things, and it goes such a long way.
But I did say my 2 favorite moments are the proposal and Whataburger.
I was just
So far, and he's done wonderful things.
That's brilliant.
I was just thinking something so crazy. Did you know we were born within 10 minutes from each other?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
On the same day?
No.
Oh.
Place.
Oh,
Because
right,
he
right,
was
right.
born in Texas.
Yeah, I was born right near her, like 10, 15 minutes away.
And you never met in Texas ever? That
No.
No, he
cross
can't
border.
No,
claim.
I don't claim Texas.
No.
Yeah.
No, I was born in Texas, but I grew up in Virginia.
I claim Texas.
She claims Texas.
Got it.
She
Got
claims
it.
Texas.
Yeah.
What do you remember your proposal?
Of course I remember my proposal.
What'd you do?
It was very I would say I was definitely impacted by lots of social media trends for sure. In my first chapter of my second book, which is all about love, I talk about how I would redo my proposal because
You didn't like it?
So, not that I didn't like it, it was perfect for the time, but it so wasn't us. Like it could have been. It could have been.
What was it?
So I'll tell it. It's embarrassing, but I'll tell it. So we were walking down one of our favorite walking paths on the bank of the Thames in London.
Yeah.
And we're walking down. I told Radhi that we were going to a dinner with my family and it was in a nice place. So she's dressed up and everything. And we come out and then this random guy out of nowhere walks out with a bouquet of flowers, a massive one. He hands it to her. And then I had an a cappella group sing Bruno Mars. And it was really sweet. They were great. They were very talented. And then I got down on one knee and then I asked her to marry me. And thankfully, I was crying the whole time.
Yeah.
Thankfully, she said yes. But I tell that story to say it could have been anyone's proposal.
Yeah.
And I had food brought in from her favorite restaurant. But by the time I got there, it was cold, and I didn't do what you did, Benny. So I messed up. And then when we walked around the corner, there was a white horse-drawn carriage that took us around the city.
I'm dying.
But then when we were going back to her parents on the train to tell her parents what had happened, and I told them I was proposing that night. But we were going to hers, and we got to her house, and her parents opened the door, and they looked at her and they were like, "What did he do to you?" Because she had hives all over her face. Because I didn't know she was allergic to horses and she didn't know either. And so that was the night we figured out that she was allergic to horses.
That's amazing.
And so that story reminded me that I did know her, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And we've been
That's
together.
actually the thought is what counts.
Yeah, I was trying really hard.
No, it's
But it's one of the, we've been together for 12 years and married for 9. So we're doing all right. But I look back on it and I look at how much of my life was just impacted by the world of love. And now knowing my wife as deeply as I do, I would do it completely differently. So I'm trying to convince her to renew our vows and our 10 years of marriage. And also because our friends have changed. Like we got married nearly 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
We moved
Look
country.
at how much your life.
Yeah, so much has changed. And so I'm like, the people I want to celebrate my...
Did you even have the podcast then?
No, nothing. No.
How long, when did you have the podcast?
Podcast is 6 years old. Yeah.
And wasn't she on like your first ever episode?
She was my first episode. Yeah. My wife's my first episode. Yeah,
That's
for sure.
so sweet.
But yeah, I would do it again. And I think it's a great reminder of just how much we evolve and mature in relationships and how it's okay to look back and go, hey, like,
it's a great story.
Yeah, it's a fun story.